Good morning, members. It's the appointed time. Let us call the meeting to order. Subcommittee on Promoting Family Education. This is our first meeting. Welcome, members. The Chief Executive in the policy address said that in the second half of next year, there will be a new scheme lasting for 5 months on family education. I expect that our work can dovetail with the work of the government, and our meetings are conducted in a timely manner. The terms of reference of this subcommittee are to study family education policies, including the responsibility of carers, as well as the education on correct values in order to cement harmonious family relationships. We will also follow up on the work progress of the Family Council. This is the terms of reference of this subcommittee. Earlier on, together with the Undersecretary of the Home and Youth Affairs Bureau, we have discussed the matters that we will cover in this subcommittee, including parent education, parent-child education, family health, as well as student health. The subcommittee is planning to hold a public hearing next March or April. The HYAB will be responsible for liaising with other departments or bureau to invite other parties to attend our meetings. We will also take reference from other jurisdictions' experience. I will request the research section of the Legislative Council. We will draw reference from Canada, mainland, etc. on the relevant experience in relation to the implementation of family education. The research report will be circulated among members when we have the results or findings of the relevant research report. Agenda item number 1. Let us welcome the government officials, Mr. Clarence Lang, Undersecretary for Home and Youth Affairs, and the Chairlady of the Family Council, Ms. Melissa Pang. Welcome. Our first agenda item is the work progress of the Family Council. Thank you, Chairman. Good morning, members. I'd like to take some time to take members through the work progress of the Family Council with the aid of a PowerPoint. Cherishing family is a core value of our society. The government attaches great importance to this. We want to promote social harmony, and we established in December 2007 the Family Council, which serves as a cross-sector and cross-bureau platform for advising the government on family-related policies and promoting a culture of loving families in the community. 3 sets of family core values have been identified, that is, loving care, respect and responsibility, as well as communication and harmony. They are the driving force for social harmony. The Council works on 3 main fronts. 1, to advocate cherishing family, promote family core values, and spread the culture of loving families through organizing various programs. 2, to advise government bureau and departments on the application of family perspectives in the policy formulation processes. 3, to conduct family-related research and surveys for fostering a better understanding of the relevant issues. In fact, the Council has been collaborating with different stakeholders to hold different events to reinforce family core values in the community. For example, different organizations have been taking part in different events. Story creation cum storytelling competition of the secret to perfection of the Butts family. We have received a total of 550 clips from 160 schools. In addition, there is also a roving interactive drama series, The Butts Loving Family. We promoted to junior secondary students the loving family culture and the importance of a strong family bonding. It was staged in 64 secondary schools with a total of 20,000 junior secondary school students watching the show. Over 90% of the secondary school students and teachers think that the drama series reinforced their understanding of family core values. The council also organized publicity events targeting the public. Between June and September, a competition where members of the public wrote letters to their beloved family members was held. The HYAB also worked with the council as well as the RTHK on the 24th of September, a publicity event called Marital Happiness and Harmony. That is to promote the annual message of marital happiness and harmony. A storybook was also published. The target was senior primary school students. The storybook is titled Secret of the Butts Family to Forget Worries. Family is the most powerful backing in times of adversity and the need for more communication among family members. This message was conveyed to the readers of the storybook. It was made available to different public libraries, primary schools, as well as other institutions. Over the last 2 years, family education clips were prepared. That is, family, a hub to cheer you up and strengthening family cohesion and solidarity. They aimed at sharing how to face the challenges in life and cope with adversities positively. We have also prepared a total of 8 episodes entitled Ingredients of Marriage to promote the importance of sustaining a healthy marriage and building a harmonious family. The first episode was premiered in September. And other episodes were also made available to promote family FFEPs, family-friendly workplace practices. There was also a reality TV program where 3 families with children were invited to stay in a parent-child overnight camp. We also invited experts to offer advice. On the 15th of May, International Day of Families is held every year. We have also launched family-friendly workplace short radio dramas to introduce various FFEPs, that is, family-friendly employment practices. They will be aired on different RTHK programs or channels. We also promote the culture of a loving family in different children program blocks as well as in different channels. Public transportation as well as Facebook, YouTube channels also feature the culture of a loving family. On Facebook page, different activities were held to distribute souvenirs to citizens. Apart from that, we also offer subsidies to different stakeholders. Thematic sponsorship scheme to support family-related initiatives and Happy Family campaign funding scheme are 2 of the examples. These programs were mentioned in the papers. In the thematic sponsorship scheme to support family-related initiatives, 4 projects were covered. The amount totals some $3.5 million. In 2023 to 24, a total of 10 youth uniform groups also received funding support to organize 88 activities. It is expected that over 34,000 people will take part in these programs. On the formulation of policies, starting from the 1st of April 2013, Family Impact Assessment, that is FIA, has become an integral part of the policy-making process. Different bureaus and departments are required to take the 3 sets of family core values identified by the Council and the impacts on family structure and function as the basis while assessing the impacts on families arising from the relevant policies. In relation to the research and surveys relating to family, the Council engages tertiary institutions and research organizations to conduct research and surveys from time to time. We have also shared the findings with the relevant bureaus and departments to facilitate the formulation of policies and strategies on supporting and strengthening families. In 23 to 24, the Council will start a new round of family surveys. I'd like to share with you the new measures mentioned in the 2023 policy address. We understand that childbearing and child rearing present new challenges. So, on the 25th of October, the Chief Executive announced in the policy address that the HYAB and the Family Council will roll out a new scheme that subsidizes nonprofit making family education projects implemented in the community that will take place in the second half of next year. This scheme will dovetail with the thematic sponsorship scheme to support family-related initiatives to widen the subsidy scope. Topics covered include parent-child education, building family relationships, and other topics along the lines of marriage. The HYAB will also work out the details of the new scheme after consulting the Council. The resources of the new scheme will increase from $4 million per round to $8 million per year to subsidize more eligible applications. I have to thank the Legislative Council for establishing the Subcommittee on Promoting Family Education to support relevant family education policies. This is a great platform where we can tap the pulse of Legislative Council and the public on opinions in relation to family education. My team and I will in the future proactively take part in this subcommittee, and we will also work together with members on the relevant policies. I am happy to take questions from members. Thank you, Undersecretary Mr. Clarence Lang. Members who would like to ask questions, please press the button to request to speak. 5 minutes per members, but I will be less strict with time. We don't have a lot of members, and I look forward to in-depth discussions among members. First, Dr. Taek-chi Yun. Thank you, Chairman. I am happy to learn that the HYAB and the Family Council are working together. I agree that the government is attaching great importance to family education. For example, the Women's Commission has devoted a lot of resources to family education. Family education has been around for 3 decades or so. On different fronts, we have been helping parents, and I believe that parents are becoming more experienced in this regard as there are different activities held in the past, but some problems still remain unsolved. Looking ahead, can we get to the root of the problem? Can we solve the problem? We need to discuss this in the future. If we can't solve the major problems in the general environment, I'm afraid that the policies will not yield results. There is a great burden on learning. Apart from going to school, students, together with parents, spend a lot of time working on assignments, examinations, revisions, and so on. With such a heavy workload, when you tell parents to communicate with children more frequently and foster better relationships, well, they lack time. They lack the conditions to do so. There are a lot of different assignments and tuition centers. Family life focuses on assignments and revisions. Well, we can definitely work hard, but I'm worried about effectiveness. The volume of homework and learning actually chips away at the time parents spend with children. This also exerts a great burden on children. This is the concept and the fallacy that we are having in the community. If we do not solve this problem, the effectiveness will not be great. So I hope that in the future, in the discussion of the policies, we need to change the general environment. If we do not allow parents to have more time to spend with their children, then all of our policies will only become hot air. These will be empty talk. And I believe these issues are worth our deliberation. And I believe in the public hearings, parents will also tell us what they think.
Mr. Tick, I'm sure that you are very much an expert in this regard. Do you have any questions for the Council or for the administration? Well, these programs are very creative, and this is good. We're going to have more resources. The NGOs do have a lot of experience on the front line, and I hope that it would be more systematic. That you may hold the athletic meet, the carnival, the swimming gala. All of them are good. The council must have done a lot of research regarding family issues. But you do have the themes every single year. It would be better for us to have a more focused approach. It will achieve better results. Mr. Leung, Under Secretary. Thank you very much, Mr. Tick, for the comments and the questions. If I may say a little bit more about the themes in support of the families. Now, we very much hope to support the families. We have two plans in the Family Council. One of them is the program with a specific theme, and the other one is the Happy Family program. It would be more like what Mr. Tick said. We hold all manner of programs, parent-child activities to make sure that there will be opportunities for quality parenting time. And through these programs, we can get across the message of loving families. That's the love and care, respect and responsibility, communication and harmony, all these kind of themes or core values. We also have the funding scheme, Happy Family Campaign funding scheme. We'd like to have a theme for every year. Like, for instance, this year, our theme this year is actually marital happiness and harmony. So we do have all these themes to disseminate the message about the bonding of marriage, the importance of marriage bonding. And in our funding scheme, we do carry these kind of elements. It is our aim to first support the families, and second, let families have better resilience to cope with adversities and adverse situations. And there are going to be workshops and mutual help network for the families. So this is more like capacity building kind of work. So going forward, we will be communicating with the Family Council members and also the stakeholders and NGOs in the process of designing the programs that would be more specific, more targeted. Ms. Conley Lam, Chairman, thank you. I'm not a member of this subcommittee, but from my professional work, I've been dealing with a lot of family cases. The family counsel's work should be acknowledged. We emphasize the whole entity of a family. That in the family council, we have been promoting the family concept, and you have the ingredient of marriage program in the Four Little Dragons. Hong Kong is a place where we have the highest rate of divorce, and we've received a lot of cases of divorced families that need support. I'm pleased to hear from the policy address that the Chief Executive and HYAB have accepted my proposal to give more support for the maintenance payees. And I'm glad that such a committee or such a group, a task force, has been set up. In the welfare sector, over the past 7 to 10 years, there have been a lot of services in support of the single-parent families. I think we should tie in with the work of the Family Council. Perhaps I'd like to share with you my feelings. And there are so many divorced families, and there are co-parenting centers, and we may not be able to achieve the desired effect. And I hope that the Family Council should focus its attention on the care of children and co-parenting. We should promote this co-parenting concept, and this is one of the work of the Family Council. The family concept is important, but there is a diverse range of families. We have the step families, the single-parent families, and so on. All of them will need our help. I'm wondering whether the administration has any measures to improve the situation there. Second, about the CCF, about the mediation for maintenance payment. If this scheme is up and running, how are you going to assist the women there who are maintenance payees? And I've seen a lot of organizations or NGOs supporting single-parent families that are saying that many women really want to start working, but they are struggling to get the maintenance payee. I mean, sometimes they would rather get $1 single dollar of maintenance instead of taking part in the workforce. So that's why HYAB should really do something to help. Do we have any number of cases in which they manage to get the maintenance payment? Under Secretary, thanks very much, Ms. Connie Lam, for the question. I'd like to say that the Family Council has been promoting the core values of families, but we're not really talking about whole family concept. For the families that are in need, including the single-parent family or some family members do have special needs, we do have specific activities and promotion targeting them to cheer them up, and we can also refer them to other channels for follow-up action. So we're just as concerned about these families as well. Ms. Connie Lam referred to the support for single-parent or co-parenting, and I'm sure we do have a lot of discussions, and other bureaus can also give their input. And I'm sure in the days to come, this subcommittee will become a platform for us to bounce off ideas as to how we can best serve the families that are in need, and this is of utmost importance. In the policy address, it mentions that under the CCF, there is a mediation program for maintenance payment. Now, this is not within the remit of the Family Council. This is something that the HYAB would be spearheading for divorced families. And we do have some research, and from the research findings, we learned that there are some suggestions for counseling for divorcees and also the maintenance payment and so on. After the consideration of the Family Council, we have shared the findings with other departments and the judiciary. On top of that, we should offer support to the needy. That's why the Hong Kong SAR government is proposing this mediation program for maintenance payment. And I don't think there is such kind of service in the private sector out there. And we hope that through this kind of service, we can deal with the issues in a more speedy manner without having to go to the court for legal proceedings. I hope that there would be a good platform for settlement to be achieved. As to the details, the nitty-gritty, the timetable, we do need to have discussions with the Community Care Fund. We do respect the views of the stakeholders and also the Legislative Council. These kind of input will certainly help in the formulation of policies. Right, we're focusing on the Family Council today. You might wish to supplement later on this one. It's my turn next. The Undersecretary has taken us through the whole series of work of the Family Council. They have produced a lot of publicity materials. I'm more interested in the research side of the equation on the part of the Family Council. Well, in Hong Kong, in terms of family education, now why is it that this subcommittee is entitled Subcommittee on the Promotion of Family Education? Now, we've referenced the mainland practice. Family education is all about the guardians or the parents' education of the children. Family education is a broad umbrella covering the parents' relationship. In Taiwan, they have a different term. They have parenting, the term parenting in other parts of the world. I mean, they also adopt the term parenting. So this is a matter of semantics regarding family education. From the web, the Family Council has put a lot of information there. The government has commissioned the PolyU in 2012 and 2017 to conduct a research on family education and also on parenting. The one in 2017, it was parenting. They were all in English. Now, for these two reports, not least the 2017 one, there are a dozen or so recommendations. Indeed, there are 22 to be precise, or 25 recommendations there. And one of them says that the findings will be referred to the Family Council for follow-up. I'd like to hear from the Family Council about the follow-up work they're going to be taking.
Thank you, Chairman. Let me get the report first. Or Melissa, any views from you? The Central Policy Unit commissioned the Polytechnic University to work on a report. Its theme was parenting. Chairman, do you want to know the discussion of the Family Council? Well, the findings would be sent to the Family Council for deliberation and discussion. Well, let me put it this way. For all reports, we will also discuss with the members of the Family Council, and that is a practice for all reports. But meanwhile, the results of the report will also be relayed to different bureaus. From the report that I see, there are indeed recommendations, but we need to obtain the minutes of the report in 2017 in order to give you a response. Thank you, Chairman. Well, Ms. Pang, do you have anything else to add? The general practice is that whenever we commission tertiary institutions to undertake research, the relevant reports will be internally discussed in the Family Council. As the Undersecretary said, they will be followed up by the relevant policy bureau. But regarding the report in 2017, that actually was commissioned before I took office as a chair lady. The process had already been finished before my taking of the office. Regarding the details, I need to get the details when I go back to the council, and I may have to submit the information after the meeting. Chairman, I have went through the recommendations contained in the report. In the past, for the events promoted by the Family Council, different elements were incorporated, including how we should support family development so the families could help parents understand the concept of parenting more accurately. We have incorporated this element in our events. Well, you may submit the relevant information after the meeting. I noticed that whether the Family Council or the government has actually commissioned tertiary institutions to conduct a large number of research or surveys. But does society attach enough importance to these reports? Were there enough follow-up actions? I don't want to go so far as to say that the reports were actually mothballed or shelved, but you need to tell us what concrete actions have been taken as the follow-up actions of the reports. Ms. Chen Ho-Yen. Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, the Family Council. You have actually done a lot. You have also done a lot of publicity efforts to drive home the message to parents as well as children. Parent education is all about time. That is also the same for parent-child education. I am a mother as well. I am a working mother. When I go home, I want quality time with my family. But all we need to do, all I have to do is to help my children with homework. Time is of the essence. Well, for example, whether I can go to school with my children on the 1st or even the 2nd of September, that concerns other policy bureau. Undersecretary, you also understand my point. You also are a father. On the 1st of September, how many parents can afford the time to go to school with their children? That is the first school day of an academic year. I'd like to tell you the bare facts. That is the reality we have. Do we have good family time? Do we have quality family time? You used different methods to promote your efforts. I worked in the media. One of the initiatives is the Butts family. I'm not sure how many of you have taken a look at the role of a family. The reality TV program has a very good name. That is a good family, modeling on the Butts family's concept. But all the themes are actually quite negative. The names of different family members have negative connotations, such as not getting married, not willing to give up on their video games, etc. Why do you call these characters in such a way? They are all negative. All of us understand what you are getting at. But as a mother myself, I would definitely not welcome this naming method. Actually, that is the name of a character in the program. That is the name of a bird. And actually, my children didn't watch this program. You have to take stock of your experience. Why did you call these characters in such a way? I understand that some females don't get married, but you are calling a father not being thoughtful enough, not considerate enough, and you're calling a mother very good at numbers. You have a lot of publicity efforts, but you need to take a look at the contents of the programs. Parents are actually good role models, and that is the message I received when I was young. When I was young, there were different TV programs. The theme was Under the Same Roof, as well as Under the Lime Rock. All these family stories featured real family experience, but then you have spent a lot of money on these programs, which featured quite weird names. Well, I think you should draw reference from the previous programs, such as When We Were Young, Under the Lime Rock. You should take stock of these experience. Thank you, Chairperson. Thank you, Ms. Jovi Chan, for your comments and your views. One, on quality family time and on publicity efforts. On quality time, I do understand your point. Through different activities, for weekend family time, we want to give parents more time to spend with their children. But Ms. Jovi Chen mentioned a couple of points, such as learning, as well as FFEP's family-friendly employment practices. Apart from publicity, looking ahead in the future meetings of the subcommittee, we will also cover this area. And I believe other policy bureau will also be happy to listen to members. We can see how we can make enhancements. On publicity, there are different projects or promotional efforts for the promotion of the reality program The Butts Family. That is a gimmick. And we can further discuss this issue with the relevant colleagues in the Family Council. We will discuss this issue with other members of the Family Council to identify the room for improvement. The role of the family, as introduced by the Family Council, is the Butts family. When you outsource this program to other subcontractors, were you aware of these names? And do you think that they can reach families? What about their impact? Many promotional efforts revolve around this concept. In paragraphs 9 and 11, there are such storybooks as Secret of the Butts Family to Forget Worries, as well as Butts Family. But then you use the word, the Chinese character no, which is a homophone of the name Butts Family. When you engage in this wordplay, do you think it is a good one? You are actually using a lot of negative names in this publicity. Then how can you promote family harmony? When you're saying a father is not thoughtful enough, not considerate enough, whereas the mother is very calculating or very good at numbers, do you think these advertisements will be impactful enough? Well, indeed, you have to review the effectiveness of these programs. Thank you, Ms. Chen, for your comments. I've been the chairlady of the Family Council for 2 years or so. When I took office, there was already this promotional effort, that is Butts Family. I also share the same concern. I found it very interesting as well. The family comprises grandfather, grandmother. They have different characters named, such as not young, but then the father is not thoughtful or considerate enough, and the mother has the name of very good at numbers. The aunt has the name of not getting married, and the children have the name of not willing to give up on video games and not willing to give up on the work they are doing. These are the characters' names for these characters. And if you have ever watched these television programs, which are a roving programs, over 20,000 children have watched this program. The children are actually glued to their video games, and the father only focuses on work. He's a workaholic and is not considerate enough. This spawns family conflicts, and in the end, there was a perfect ending. The ending was very happy. And that is how the story unfolds. When the parts of the story fall into place, then we understand how the story unfolds, hence the perfect ending in the end. Different family members also play different roles. I understand in the program when we were young, all of the characters had good virtues. They had good personality traits. In new attempts, of course, we need to listen to different members to see how we can make improvements. So every time we finish the roving drama series, we also have questionnaires. Over 90% of the respondents gave us very positive responses. We have heard you, Ms. Chen. We will review the programs to see whether this program will give rise to negative emotions. We will discuss with our members of the Family Council, but I thank you for your comments, Ms. Chen.
It's my turn next. Following from Ms. Yan Chen's point, this Butt family for publicity, I don't think this is all bad. Now, the two theme songs The Secret of the Butt family to forget worries and Secret to perfection of the Butt family. They do enjoy pretty high rating. Maybe they have been looped again and again, and there are, even some of the up and coming singers cannot achieve anywhere near this kind of rating. But some other shows, they have a few hundred views. For the other clips of the Family Council, they do enjoy pretty good hits. Like the series about more tender love, tender loving care and so on. These are really touching real life stories, and they are based on some real life episodes, and people may be able to relate to them. There is positive energy being disseminated, and the view, the number of views is higher. A lot of these clips are really well put together. The photography is good, but it seems to me to be like ETV feel, because there is only a vague concept about more communication. But how do we communicate? What are the techniques? It's a truism to tell the parents not to inflict or impose a corporal punishment. We all understand that. With parenting education, family education, we are concerned about this. We are hovering around the concept. I'm wondering whether you should take a further step to present some of the techniques, like some basic parenting techniques. That way, they would be coming back for more of the techniques that would become a very good treasure trove of information, instead of telling us all the lofty concepts, which we don't really sometimes how to put in practice. And also the other point is the feedback, that you would allow people to give you the feedback. If it is only a one-way kind of dissemination, it is a 1.0. We are dealing with a Web 3.0. At least you should have 2.0. You allow some feedback for follow-up. Let's make it more interactive. In the Family Council, you might wish to have a discussion zone where the parents can come in and offer their views and compare notes, and you may have an expert on hand disseminating the right information. Like the discussion zone is the most common one is the Baby Kingdom, but you have a diverse range of information. Some are doing advertising there. I know that many people are minded to share their own personal feelings, but if there is a platform where there are experts on hand, it would achieve better results, I'm sure. Thanks, Undersecretary. Myself and Chair Pang will be only delighted to take these comments back for further consideration. Ms. Connie Lam, Chairman. We have the publicity clips from the Family Council. When I was working on the front line, when I did the programs, I did use a lot of these materials for interactive participatory discussion with the parents. They are serving pretty good purpose. Ms. Chen mentioned the names of the characters. The chairman has got a point there. On different occasions, like the parents' workshops or talks and seminars, we would be using these kind of films to talk about the conflicts that the children are facing, how the parents should be emphasizing or should be putting great store by the children's voices. These are very good tools. Although they have to be enhanced, we need to have more situational kind of shows. In the policy address, it refers to support for the families. There are many young families, young couples, before they start a family, they didn't have any specific plan about marriage. So in the Family Council, I'm wondering whether you would advise the courting couples about how they should have a plan for marriage, and some counseling should be offered to them in different stages of the marriage, and it should also be advised one should be fully prepared. One should not start planning after the children are born. I think you should let them know about the roles of the parents, and certainly the parents would have different way of disciplining of parenting, and I hope that the chairman or the undersecretary would consider this. This is terribly important. Parenting, family education, and the welfare issue are intertwined. I mean, people jokingly say that one needs a license to be a parent. Indeed, we do need to have some knowledge to be imparted about parenting. Here in Hong Kong, 1 in 3 marriages end up in divorce. And they may suffer from mental health problems, and they may suffer from all kinds of problems after marriage, and that would be undermining the children. So the way of parenting, the mental health condition will also come into it, and I hope you would offer some advice to the prospective parents. Undersecretary. Very simply, indeed, one of the most important considerations is to lend a helping hand to the parents, and we will be doing more in the way of support. Of course, through the Family Council, through the publicity campaigns of the Family Council, and through the $8 million worth of themed program, we will be offering more support. And like you said, the pre-marriage counseling is something that we are prepared to do. It's my turn next. Now, family education is all about time. We need to devote time for family education. We're all busy people, and the most direct measure is to have the parenthood leave or the standard working hours. Would the Family Council be advising the administration about these elements? Because these would certainly be important to a family-friendly setting. I think you need to bring the public with you. One of the things that the Family Council has done is the family-friendly employers award scheme. In 2017-18, there are many employers who got awarded, and there are many employers who are up to scratch. But I mean, that has fallen by the wayside now. Are you going to be repeating more of the same going forward? Why is it that this has been shelved? Under Secretary? Right. Thanks very much for your question, Chairman. The Employers Award Scheme was conducted before. For some reason, during COVID, that was suspended. That we will not be stopping our promotion of the family-friendly employment practices, and certainly we would be promoting all these family-friendly measures. Like I said during my presentation, in 23-24, we are going to have a whole series of TV dramas or radio dramas, and we are promoting family-friendly policy, and through the LWB and the Labour Department, the government is taking forward this kind of work. We are proactively liaising with the employer and the employee and get them to communicate with one another and to foster the formulation of family-friendly policies. And we do have these kind of publicity campaigns at different times to tie in with the relevant themes. Chairperson of the Family Council, will you be reviving these family-friendly employers award scheme? Is it a matter of resources, or is it something that you don't see the worth of? I think this has been very much the signature scheme of the Family Council. You also have the Fun Day, and you brought in a lot of families there. Ms. Pang. In Q4 each year, we would be revisiting the programs. Now, we are hamstrung by resources. The council members would be considering the situation having regard to the social needs, and we do need to have a trade-off about the programs that we're implementing. Like you said, Mr. Chairman, family-friendly employers remain very much one of our focuses. We will certainly have a look at this and see whether in the days to come we will consider which one is the most appropriate one. Let me supplement here. The Family Council is an important consultative body to take advice from different quarters and tender advice to the government, and there are a lot of publicity campaigns. I hope that the Family Council will enhance the work about parenting. Other than the lofty concepts, I hope that you would go into greater detail about these concepts, flesh out the concepts. The parents are having higher educational attainment, but many times they will focus more attention on the academic achievements, put them in the best kindergarten, best primary, and best secondary schools, and that would take a toll on the mental and psychological development of the children, and also the health of the parents. I visited Dr. Wong Chung Kwong, and he told me about the family education. He said that the state of health, the state of mental health of the parents would be the most important. In Hong Kong, the parents are under tremendous pressure, and they have a lot of negative energy. They bring home all these negativity home. How can you expect to have good quality parenting? They may know about the ideas, but it's hard for them to put them into practice. So I hope that the Family Council would do something about it and do more in this regard.
Last of all, the government mentioned in the policy address that the funding would be increased from $4 million to $8 million. That is not sufficient, but we are still glad that family education is included in the policy address. We are touched by the fact that the government is finally attaching great importance to family education, despite the smaller amount. Usually, you recommend the organizations to apply to hold events. What kind of events do you recommend organizations to hold? Do you have any successful experience which you can share? Undersecretary or Chairperson of the Family Council. Thank you, Chairman. For your last question, when we take stock of our experience, as I answered Dr. Tech's question, we hope that this fund can act as a support for families in need or families with particular needs. We should also enhance families' capability to cope with different events or their resilience or the mutual support among different families, such as hotline services, different workshops, or through different activities, enhance families' ability against adversities. If there are carers in families, or there are families with different needs, different NGOs or organizations also held relevant activities or workshops. For example, there may be families with children having emotional problems, and we incorporated these elements into the events, and we did see a resounding success. Ms. Jovi Chen. Thank you, Chairman. I'd like to follow up. Thank you, Ms. Rebecca Chen. The Family Council has been serving as a cross-sector and cross-bureau platform. There are some of ex-official members as well as some government representatives from the HYAB, for example. There are members from the Education Bureau as well. Schools are the best places that can bring parents and children together. In our publicity efforts, for us to see real impact and real effect, schools are actually the best platforms. For example, we parents definitely go to Parents' Day. I heard from the chairman that we do have limited resources. Will we leverage schools as a platform? Children actually take leave from parents, such as behavior. For example, when parents swear, children may follow suit. We have already resumed normal school hours. In the morning, there are lessons, and in the afternoon, there may be other activities. For example, parent education, parent-child education. So we do have a venue. There are teachers, social workers, and parents will definitely attend these events. They are compelled to do so. Will this be more effective? Can the schools do more? Thank you, Ms. Chen. Thank you, Chairperson. Regarding different themes in the future, we have been working closely with the Education Bureau. For example, we had interactive drama series. We worked with different schools. Looking ahead in our publicity, can we consider more elements with the school? We will work with the Family Council and the Education Bureau. This year, one of the themes focuses on family, that is marital happiness and harmony. We may work with the Health Bureau. But for families with children who are secondary school students, our detailed study may help. Any more questions from other members? My last point on the research of the Family Council. Indeed, we need research to have better policy recommendations. In 2023 to 24, there will be a new round of family surveys. And the final versions should be bilingual, so that they will be more reader-friendly to people speaking different languages. Will it focus on parent education, such as any difficulties they run into in terms of parenting? Well, I think there should be concrete research. This will stand us in good stead in relation to promoting family education while tendering advice to the government. For related reports, the executive summary is in Chinese, but we will take your comments on board and we will make this request as well. Apart from that, in relation to the promotion of family education, we will discuss with the Family Council, undertaking more research on this front. We will see whether we can do more this year. Any other business? If there is no AOB, meeting adjourned. Thank you, members. Our next meeting will be held on the 5th of December, 10:45, lasting 1 hour until 11:45. Thank you, Mr. Clarence Lang and Ms. Melissa Pang. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.